Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. It is a beautiful day outside and it is very bright, so I had to put a hat on so I wasn't squinting at you guys this whole video. So as you guys can see, I'm in my backyard and I'm by my half wine barrels. And in my February garden tour, I was pointing out these wine barrels, not really knowing what I was going to plant in them, but thinking that I possibly wanted to plant some strawberries and some blueberries. And I just was not thinking, and I thought I was going to plant blueberries in one and strawberries in the other. And then where was I going to put the second blueberry bush? Because even self-pollinating types of blueberry bushes, they still always do better if they have a second one close by. So as I was talking about that during my garden tour, all of you guys left such wonderful comments and ideas of what I could do. And the main one that really stood out was planting a blueberry bush in the middle here and then surrounding it with the strawberries. And that is just a fantastic idea. So thank you guys so much. This is what I love about this, because then we can all garden together and give each other really good ideas. And I just think that it's fantastic. So the more that I was looking that up, I know how acidic blueberries like their soil. They like acidity from 4.5 to 5.5 on the pH scale, so very acidic. But what I wasn't aware of was how acidic strawberries like their soil as well. Every other time I've planted strawberries, I didn't even think about it, right? I thought that the soil that we have would have been fine for them, and maybe that's why they didn't grow as prolifically as I thought, because strawberries actually like around 5.4 to 6.0 pH. Of course, these are averages. I looked, did all my research, and there was definitely a range, but that was the main range that I saw. So there's about a sweet spot right around the 5.0 to 5.5 pH level where I think the blueberries and the strawberries will happily coexist with each other. So I was really excited to see that, and I can't thank you guys enough. Excellent, excellent ideas, and I've been super excited to do this project. So what I did is I cleared out all the old soil, well, most of the old soil. I left, a little bit on the bottom. And then I went to my garden center and I actually got an azalea, camellia, and acidic mix. And this one, it even has blueberries on the front. So I knew it was the right one. But it's just a specialized potting soil for acid-loving plants. So I definitely grabbed that. And then I also grabbed some microbark that I'm going to mulch this whole area with. One, so that the strawberries don't touch the soil, and then two, to keep a lot of the moisture in the soil since we get so hot here. This area definitely gets full sun, and it definitely gets the hot afternoon sun, so I'm gonna have to watch that a little bit. I'm thinking about maybe planting something over here, so that might give it a little bit of shade, but it's definitely full sun. Last year I actually planted cherry tomatoes, and they did fantastic in this area. So these are going to be my berry barrels for the year, and I was thinking I might even bring my raspberries over to this section, so this could be my whole berry area. I thought that would be really fun. Anyway, so one other thing that I picked up at the store was I picked up one of these soil test kits. And these are the test kits that you use to test the acidity or the pH of your soil. It also comes with nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium test kits, which I don't really need right now, but I definitely might need in the future. But I wanted to show you guys how to use these. They're very, very simple. But my plan is, because we have pretty alkaline soil and pretty alkaline water, my plan is to keep testing this soil just to see if I need to add any more soil acidifier or anything like that to keep the range around, like 5.5 or something like that. So let me show you how to do this. Okay, so I've already opened this one up earlier today just to do a trial run, just to make sure I told you guys the right thing. But basically, when you open it up, this is from Rapid Test. This was, I don't know, this is just one that was there at the garden center today, but it has a whole bunch of really, really good information. And then it also has a handout that comes in it that says which vegetables and flowers like certain pH or anything like that. So very, very helpful. Like I said, it has this is the green one's for pH, and then it has nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium as well. So I'm just going to use the green one today. And what you want to do is you want to open up the top. And then on this side, this little chamber is the test chamber. And then this other side over here is just the comparison chamber so that you can see the colors. So you just want to add there's a fill line right there. You just want to add enough soil just up to the fill line. So really not a lot. There we go. And then I brought out some water. It comes with a little pipette like this. And it says you want to use distilled water. I don't have distilled water here, and I figure I'm going to be watering anyway with this type of water. So this is just tap water. So it'll be good to see what the pH comes out with using just regular water. If you want to get a super scientific, really specific reading, then obviously you want to use distilled water. So you want to fill the soil up to this line, and then there's another line right here which you fill with water, and it says right here, right on the little canister thing. So I'm just going to fill this up with water. There we go. Is that enough? A little bit more. Okay. And then after you do that, you basically just match. This is the green canister, so you just get a green capsule. I hope I don't spill. All right. And then you just grab one of these capsules, open it up. You know what? I'm just going to dig it down into there we go. That works. So you just want to open this up and just pour the contents of it into the test canister. And it's just little white stuff. There you go. Okay. Put the top back on and then shake it up, and then you'll be able to see what the pH of the soil is. Okay, here's a little closer view. So I just shook it up, and you guys can see, if you compare it over to the colors on the side, I would say it's right around 6.0 to 6.5. So maybe a little too alkaline at this time. So I think I'm gonna go get a little bit of soil acidifier just to get the soil even more acidic for the blueberries and the strawberries. And again, this soil is the azalea, camellia, and acid mix. So you can imagine how alkaline my normal soil is. I should test it and kind of just see where it is. Okay, so let me go get my soil acidifier. Okay, here's my soil acidifier. And I'm not even gonna measure. I'm just gonna throw some of it on, and then we'll test it again and see where we're at. And obviously you guys don't have to do this. You don't have to test your soil. I'm just doing it because it's interesting, and I wanted to see, how much amendments I actually have to do to get the soil pH to where the blueberries and the strawberries will like it. Obviously this is going a little overboard, and I admit that. So I'm just gonna pour this on. And then mix it in. And do a little bit more. All right, so now that I have my soil amended properly for the blueberries and the strawberries, it's time to get planting. So let me show you what I got to plant in my berry barrels. That's a mouthful. So I got 2 blueberry bushes. I videoed this. I showed you guys in a video finding them at Wintour Gardens in Reading when I went and visited my parents last week. And both of the varieties I ended up getting were from this Bushel and Berry brand, because it seemed like that brand was really good for growing blueberries in containers, which is exactly what I'm doing. So one of the varieties I got was Peach Sorbet. That gets about 2 feet tall, likes acidity, likes well-draining soil, but basically it has peach, pink, orange, and emerald green leaves, which I thought would be really, really gorgeous. So the main thing that we have to pay attention to in California, or anybody in a high zone, is we have to pay attention to chill hours. So if you live in a cooler zone or a lower zone than I do, and you guys get colder winters than I do, then you don't have to worry about it as much. However, we have such mild winters here in California that we don't get a lot of chill hours. So a lot of blueberry bushes are grown in, like, you know, Maine is a is a big spot for growing blueberries, and they get very, very cold over the winter. So obviously they have a ton of chill hours over the winter. We barely get any chill hours. So that was the main thing I was looking for, was picking out blueberry bushes that had the lowest chill hours. Peach sorbet has 300 or less chill hours, which is fantastic. Silver Dollar, which is the other variety that I got that has eucalyptus looking leaves, that has about 500 or less chill hours. So both of these I think will be perfect for my climate. And then to go with those, to go around those, I went to the garden center this morning and I picked out 2 different varieties of strawberries. One of them is the Quinault, which I actually grew last year and I loved it. They were great. And then this variety I actually had never seen before. It's called Seascape. Let me know if you guys have grown this kind before. Both are ever-bearing strawberries, and I think both will do absolutely wonderful, you know, as a lower layer to the blueberry bushes. So I'm just gonna get planting now. I'm gonna get my blueberries in the middle and then surround them with the strawberries. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we have the peach sorbet blueberry bush in the middle. I'm gonna take this off once I label it. And you can see this pot was already hooked up to drip. It just has the 6-inch inline drip tubing all around it. And it's just kind of swirled around. And then you can see I packed in the strawberries. One thing you have to remember for the strawberries is you do not want to plant them too deep so that the crown, you don't want the crown to be buried. So you can see the crowns right there and you don't want that to be buried. So I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna plant the pot behind me, and then I'm gonna finish up with this micro bark. I'm gonna finish up with kind of a thick layer over that, and then I'll be all done. Okay, you guys, I am all done. I am super excited with the result. The mulch just was like the icing on the cake. I love that it's functional and it's really beautiful as well. And I even ran inside and got some of those labels that I used for my cut flower garden and for my dahlias. And so I'm super excited. I think it's gonna be so cute, and I can't wait for my girls to get home from school and see our new berry barrels. So I wanna thank you guys again so much for your wonderful suggestions for this. There was quite a few of you that thought that this idea would be the perfect spot here, and I have to agree. I think it's just absolutely fantastic. So thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing, and I hope you all have a chance to get into your garden today. And now I really need to get on this mess. That's for another day. Okay.